I just returned this afternoon from an event in Durham, North Carolina that illustrates the painful and ugly reality over the debate surrounding illegal immigration. The event was the state convention for the NC Latino Coalition. There were over 1,500 Hispanics who bussed themselves in from all across the state, all there to present their case and to lobby elected officials and candidates in favor of comprehensive immigration reform, otherwise known as Amnesty or a path to citizenship. You would think that for 1,500 people concerned about becoming U.S. citizens, there would be an American flag somewhere in the room. You would be wrong. The entire venue was devoid of any sense of American patriotism, and in fact, the dancing that introduced the festivities were followed by a procession to the Mexican flag. The entire proceeding were in fact in Spanish, and elected representatives and visitors were given headsets to hear the translation like we were sitting in the United Nations, yet in our own country. Folks, our nation at its founding had a de facto motto, E Pluribus Unum, out of many, one. The key to a successful and sustainable immigration policy rests on the principle of assimilation and integration. It's people who desire to come to the United States not just for a better job, but with an understanding of the values and principles that make the United States a great nation. A foundation that includes our Declaration of Independence, individual rights, private property, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And the understanding that we have a constitutional republic where the government in Washington exists not to grant us special favors, but rather to protect our individual liberties and give us the ability in our communities to do well by doing good. That dialogue was entirely missing. Instead, we listened to a variety of spokesmen from all sorts of different organizations, the SEIU, the NAACP, and all of these folks trumpeting the language of social justice who are interested in nothing more than cynically increasing their own political power. You see, everyone in that room today was hoping for a change. They were even shouting and chanting, "Si se puede, si se puede." That's "yes we can" in Spanish. So here's the problem with this event and this mindset, is when you have a bunch of so-called community organizers, labor leaders and union bosses who are up there promising the benefits of citizenship to people who really just came to the United States for a job, they're not interested in the values that made this country great. They're not interested in their own individual liberty and economic empowerment. These political and community organizers are cynically using these disadvantaged people as a means to gain more power. The Democrats want more voters to be enslaved to the welfare state. The union bosses want more unionized employees to be paying their fat union dues. It's not about job growth and prosperity here in our communities. People are hurting today in North Carolina. Over 1 in 10 North Carolinians are out of work. Over 1 in 10 Americans are on food stamps. Yet here we have people who only came here looking for a better job, now clamoring for citizenship and access to yet more benefits. Folks, this has got to stop. We need to return our sense of fairness and justice to the immigration debate and understand that it is neither fair nor just to promise amnesty, which is essentially letting people cut in line in front of over 600,000 people who went through a legitimate and legal process of immigration to join our country for the right reasons. It is time to recognize that becoming an American does not mean moving Mexico to the United States. For me to stand up against amnesty in front of 1,500 people, not a popular message. But it's time that people understand that there's more to this country than just trying to get a better job.
Show your hearts to the Father.
Hablo un poco de español, pero en los Estados Unidos hablo inglés. 600,000 people immigrated legally to the United States. I cannot in good conscience support amnesty as a reward for people who did not follow the laws. We need people in this country who are here for more than just a job. We need people who understand the ideals upon which our country was founded, that every American individual, not Mexican American, not African American, but just American individual has the God-given, unalienable right to We cannot tolerate amnesty. It's cutting a line. It's not fair. It's not just. The most disturbing hypocrisy of the entire event was the behavior of our 22-year incumbent, my opponent, David Price. David Price gets up there and shakes hands with all the union bosses and labor leaders, and then gets enthusiastic applause for promising amnesty. But even worse, he's out there rebranding amnesty. He calls it case-by-case common sense.
Opponents may want to call that amnesty. I call it case-by-case common sense.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is clear that our nation is under attack. It is under attack by people like my opponent, David Price, who votes with Nancy Pelosi more than any other congressman. The kind of insider dealings and Washington elitism that's driving our nation off the cliff, well, it's time to stand up, be counted, and be honest. I need your support and appreciate your support. Visit our website at lawsonforcongress.com and help us send David Price home this November.